just my children and my wife. Thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA. Well, there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd work for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. Thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA. Well, there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the U.
So, good afternoon to everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Alvin Sikar, the CEO and founder of the BKS Foundation, also the founder of this platform. We are going to be hosting a really good guest today. We have Said Mahent, and I will let him say the name there. I think I'm kind of butchering that name. And also we have Dr. Silly, who's going to be joining us here soon, and Brent McFarland. So it's going to be an interesting discussion, but I'm going to bring them on so we can start the discussion. They'll be the first to do their own introduction. So I'm going to add him to the platform here. All right. Good afternoon, fellas.
Hey, how you doing? What's going on?
Good. Brent, how are you?
You guys?
I'm just fine, man. Just fine. Good to be here. Good to be here.
Good to be here too. So, Dr.
That's
Silly,
well.
can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. So, Dr. Silly, who did the whole connection introduction, he's running late.
Right.
So he's going to be
Can
15
hear
minutes
Elwin.
late.
So that's
Oh, is that
fine.
okay? So he said he's going to be running 15 minutes late, so he will join us here later. So again, my name is Alvin. I live in Pendleton, Indiana. I heard Brent live in Noblesville. I grew up in Noble. I spent most of my time in Noblesville. So
Hmm.
great place to live. So we'll be discussing this today, and I look forward to having a really good conversation. So this platform is mostly listened to by immigrants uh, in and around the country. So I believe when Dr. Saley reached out to me, he informed me that Said was trying to come on here. He would like to talk to immigrants who are in his district there that he's going to be contesting in. So we'll have a couple of them on here tonight. So I'll let you do the introduction. We'll start with Said. How do you say your name? Can you hear me, sir?
See it. Can you hear him?
No, no.
Uh-oh.
He'll jump back on.
All right, we'll go with you, Brent. You can kick it off from there.
Okay. Brent McFarland. I am a pharmacist here in Fishers, Indiana. Well, I work in Noblesville. Oh,
Hmm.
wait, there we go. How about now? Can you hear us, Sid?
I can hear you now. Yes, thank you.
Okay, good. So my name is Brent McFarland. I am a long term care pharmacist. Obviously, so I deal with the geriatric population here in Fishers, Indiana. And I know Jeremiah obviously from school. He's a pharmacist. He's a pharmacist as well. And so I was his one of his instructors in pharmacy school. And so just he asked me to come on and do this because I'm not a big political guy, but I do follow. I do look. I do pay attention to things as he very well knows, and so I'm just happy to be here. And just you have to cue me up, man, because I don't know what I'm doing. All right, so
You-
I think
You're
I
doing
think
well.
you will get there. It's more of a conversation. It's not like
okay.
it's not Anderson Cooper by any means here. So
Okay, good. That's even better, right?
yeah, we're having conversation, talking to our people. So it's going to be more of a conversation like interview. So Sid,
Okay.
how do you say your name, your full name? I think I've messed it up
Siddharth,
a couple of times.
it's Siddharth, Siddharth. Came like Siddhartha.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but long time ago when I came here, my boss said your name is too long, and we're gonna make you Americans. You gotta have a short name. So he gave me name Sid, and after that, I've been called Sid.
Gotcha.
Sid the Kid.
So is it safe to call you Sid then throughout this
Sorry,
interview? Is it safe to call you Sid throughout this interview?
it's it's perfectly fine. I can't even remember my original name since you know what I've been hearing Sid the whole life now. I would say.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
cool. So we'll
But
just jump into it without further ado. Jumpstart.
mhm.
Yeah. Tell us about yourself. I know you got a really interesting story. Jeremiah talked about it a little bit, and I believe it really triggered that because it aligns with most of us story, right? We all have this unique story. So I would love to hear your story, and we can go from there. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I appreciate. And first of all, thank you all for letting me in. And especially Dr. Jeremiah. He's my neighbor, good guy, and we met on an evening walk, and we start talking, and he said, "You're an interesting guy. I need to know you more." And then we met a couple of times. Say, "Let me introduce you to my community." And so I'm thankful to him and thankful you all for giving me a chance and even though introducing myself. And so basically, I'm born and raised in India. I came here when I was almost 22, 23 years old, and I came to Seattle. I got married, and my wife, she was from New York and was living in Seattle at the time. We moved to, I landed in Seattle basically back in 2003. And I'm a college dropout. I never finished my college. So like you guys are, top of the line doctors and all that. So I'm, you know, uh, so I'm a very, very common man. And so since not having that education so I was hunting for a job for survival, and I got my first job with the reference as a customer service, but it was as a janitor in Fry's Electronics in Seattle. So that's how I started my life with $7.12 and per hour, and I had to drive like almost 2 hours to make it to the job, and couldn't survive long there. And then I didn't know much about the system and the culture since I was fairly new here. Yeah, I did watch a lot of movies, when I was back home, Miami Beach and all, LA and New York. uh, so it's like Brent knows what I'm talking about. So you know what? I thought that wouldn't be, but that wasn't the story. That wasn't the story.
Oh
And
my goodness.
yes, yes. So anyhow, so it, and I thought things would be easy, and but uh started a life, newly wedded and big dreams, and I heard America's land of opportunity, and then every dream comes true here if you go and work hard.
Right.
So I thought, you know what, we're gonna give it a shot, and started job as a janitor. I got my another. Then after a few months, I got another job as working in 7-Eleven graveyard, one of the worst areas it was in, and there were a lot of drug dealings and prostitution and all that. So a lot of hard time. The night time, the shift will start 9 o'clock till 6, 7 in the morning. Did that. Along with that, just like every first generation immigrant, you work hard, you have that energy, and you want to show that you can do something. And so when I was leaving India, my dad said, "Hey, you know what? I can help you, I can support you financially, but since you're leaving the home, you're going to different country, you got to prove yourself and show and set an example for the next generation. Say, you know what, somebody can go in different world, in totally different language and culture, and they can make the things happen. So
Right.
I want you to show me what you can do, and you can always come back home. You can always cry and you can say, Mom, I need a help, and you got the home. That's the culture we come from. So I said, that's fine, Dad. I'll see up to how long I can survive. So after 7-Eleven, working there, I got another job as a store manager in a small convenience store, and worked there for a little bit. Along with that, I wanted to be attorney, so I went to college there, Everett Community College, took whatever certificates I had it, and and I figure out my certificate, the whatever the college I did,
Mm.
it wasn't even equivalent to high school. And to go through the law college, it will take me years and years, and the fees were like 30,000 a year, and I like guy with $7.12 won't be able to afford that. So I thought maybe we'll wait. I dropped an idea, and working 7-Eleven, so I said I need another job. My wife, she was working as a CNA, certified assistant nurse, in a
Mm-hmm.
care center. And the care
Mm-hmm.
center, they had a program that if you come take classes with them, would take like a month and a half. They certified you, but you have to work there for 6 months
Mm.
minimum, and then you don't pay for the school. Well, we couldn't afford the things back in days. We were living in an area where our rent was $630
What
a
year was that?
month. That was in 2004. Yeah, almost at the end of 2004, right?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that's $630 with the utility bills, with a two-bedroom apartment. So think about it. And in Seattle, back in days. And still, things were tight for us. We when we have to go shop, we have to take the coupons from the newspaper. It was very famous back in days, not anymore, and you could go
Mm-hmm.
buy 3 gallons of milk, for $3 with 50 cents discount. You can buy the case of 3 Coca-Cola cases, and that was like $2.50 each,
All
with
right.
50 cents discount. So we used coupons for survival. This is and I don't forget those days, because those were the most enjoyable time for me, the family time for me, the caring and the love around. That was the best time of my life. Okay. Yeah, we couldn't afford things. We were very poor, but you know what? We enjoyed the moments. We would
Right.
go on a walk, we'll talk, visit the friends, and the apartment I had, I didn't even had a furniture. We would sit on the floor, we'll eat there, uh, and we didn't have no beds. We couldn't afford the thing. Simple as is. We'll have a blankets, double blankets on the floor. We'll sleep on the floor, and but we survived. We didn't go out and ask people for help. Hey, I need this, or help me with this. We did not. It was a good time. And then I started working as a CNA.
Mm.
Um, at the care center. So I work there for 8 hours, and I'll come back and work for another 8 hours, and they're at the convenience store. So we work 16-hour shift, almost 4 days a week. My wife worked double shift 3 days in a week. And we start saving money. And we didn't have a lot of liabilities at that time. I had a car that was given to me by my in-laws. It was
Mm.
like $1,200 bucks. The paint was peeling off, but that was good. That was my first car of my life, and I still remember every switch on that car. It was a Ford Tempo. That was good. I would hand wash it, you know, polish it, but it was good. And we had only one car, but my wife had to go to work. Then I bought a bicycle, and I would ride bicycle to go to work. That was like 2 miles, wasn't
And
but
to add to that, say real quick, uh, that would be, I would say, 85 to 90% of most immigrants' story right there.
yes,
Oh
I
yeah.
yes,
I can relate to
absolutely.
that in so many ways.
And some of us that's not
Yes.
immigrants. That's why I'm just chuckling at it. I was like, man, that sounds like me when I first got here.
Yeah. No, you know what? The big thing to go shop was J.C. Penney, and
Yeah.
the first card you could get is was a J.C. Penney credit card, and so I would go look at a jeans that I want to buy that was $49. It was freshly introduced, new on the shelf, and I would go every week to see when it would come down to 19.99 or 14.99, and that one I would buy. So that was the thing, and I do remember buying the ring on installments from JCPenney for my wife. Bought a watch from my mom that was on installment, and so it was good. It was good. No regret. That was a good time. Had few friends, not a lot, but they were true friends. They were
Right.
like you, and they were new. They would understand the problems. Anyhow, I worked there for a bit, and then when I was working at the convenience store, I would have a guy come in the evening with all the fresh new cars,
Hmm.
uh, and he will come in and say, "Sid, come out of the convenience store." He say, "Look at what I'm driving today." And of course, when you are new in the country and you have all the big dreams,
Right.
like you have only your prediction would be a Miami, LA, and New York, the Manhattan, and all that. And of course, you wanted to hang out with the people like that who can take you there and all that. So he would come and tell me, "Sid, I'm a manager there." He was a manager at the Honda dealership, and say, "I got this car. I don't have to pay for it," and blah blah blah. His thing was he wanted to get a discount on the smoke shop. So we had a small part of the smoke shop, and so my boss would allow me 10-15% discount. So he kind of became friend and always expect me to give him a discount, so I did. And so he started saying, "You're a good salesman, you need to come and sell the cars and you will make more money," and blah blah blah. I say, "Okay, you know what, I'll try it." And this is where I barely speak English.
Yeah.
Barely. I barely speak English, I think so. I'm not that good at English. But that time I would not look at anybody's eyes and talk to them. Because that the culture that I came from, we were not allowed to look at people's eye elder than you.
Right.
We will always say you got to look down, not look into eyes, and because that was disrespectful thing
Right.
back
Disrespect.
back in
Yeah.
the day. Yes. So I had that shyness in me, and and then the English problem, and so I'm slowly learning the system. So I went and I told my boss at convenience store, I say, "Boss, I want to go and sell cars. I want to make more money and do and this." And he laughed at me. He said,
Oh, we
Uh-oh.
uh we lost him there for a second. I think he's having some connection issue. So again, that is an interesting story. The reason I'm just sitting watching, listening is I relate to that in so many ways. Um, I came here too, just like him, but I came as a refugee 22, 23 years ago.
Hmm.
Same thing, same path. So everything he's talking about, most immigrants in this country, from my country, who are
What
listening,
country are you from?
we're from Liberia.
Okay, so okay. That's the connection.
Yeah, that's the
So
connection with me
I
and Jerry.
I didn't really you really can't like fathom that, right? Jeremiah would tell me how he came,
Hmm.
and last year we went to Liberia together.
He told me that. He told me that.
Yeah, and I tell you what, man, when I saw where he was from, man, it gave me a whole nother perspective on what happens with the immigrant when they come.
Hmm.
I was in Jeremiah's hometown. I literally was on the same street that he grew up in, that his wife grew up in, and I did all of that stuff. I'm like, my God, it makes
Do,
it that much
do you
more
do you
impressive.
remember? Do you remember the name?
I think it was Lofa County. I remember
Lofa County.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
Lofa County, and man, it gives you a whole new perspective. I mean, we were not rich, but we wasn't taking baths outside either.
Yeah.
On the and pouring water. You see the kids pouring water on themselves, just to get clean. But go
Yeah.
ahead, Sid. You can finish that, man. Go ahead. You was at the car
"Yeah, I'm
insurance store. The
sorry.
car insurance. You're
My
fine.
call dropped a couple of times for some reason."
Are you
And
using your phone?
Anyhow, I will not bore you with my all the story. It's pretty long story. It will take like
Right.
23 years to get to
Yeah.
where we are.
So we
But
can just
I'll
get to
fast
the
forward
point.
it.
Yeah.
and uh, and anyhow, so my boss, he said, okay, whatever, you go ahead, try it. And can you hear me?
We can
Huh?
hear you better
I
Yeah,
than
can hear
good.
you
before.
guys. Yeah,
You can't hear
I
us?
cannot hear you.
Oh, you can't. Okay, I I can hear you,
Okay, all right.
but you
I
can't hear me.
well,
Yeah.
you can hear me, but I can't hear you. So
So let's try
let
this.
me
Let me
try to.
remove you and then add you back on there.
You're in the show.
How's
Everyone
that?
can see you and hear you.
Can you hear us now? Can you hear?
See, that's the thing about when you use a phone for these software, they tend to have problems, right?
It
Because
might be trying to connect his Bluetooth in his car. I don't know.
Yeah. Hello.
I can hear you.
yeah, we
Yeah,
can hear.
I can hear you. Yes. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So anyhow, I went for an interview. I called him. Like this and this. I would come for an interview. I went on an interview, and I waited for 2 hours for the interview. They made me sit, and at that time we have a barely like we had my son was like month or so old.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, newly born baby. Actually, this was in 2005, the beginning of
Hmm.
2005. Yes, and so we he made me sit. I have to think. And after when then he conducted a 15 minute video, sorry, the interview, and then
Interview.
he said, yeah, then he said, well, we'll let you know. I said, okay. I waited a week. I waited 2 weeks. Now I don't have a job. We got to pay the bills. I called him. He said we have to do another interview. So he called me a week later. Went to the second interview and again waited for an hour. And after doing 10 minutes interview, he said, "Sorry, we can't hire you because you know nothing about the cars and you don't speak English."
Oh boy.
Yeah, and I said, and I'm thinking, and I'm like, I didn't just cry. The tears didn't come out of my eyes, but it was there. I holded myself. I said, but you've been telling me I need to come and sell cars, and I have good customer service, and this and this and this. I don't have a job now, and you're telling me that all this excuses. I said, I'm so sorry. He walked away. Came to car. My wife was excited. My wife thought that, you know what? Sid got a job. And I told her, I said, this is what it is. And she said, Sid, it's okay. You know what? God have some better plans for you.
Right.
I said, I don't know about that. Anyhow, we got home and um, we got home and she said she cooked something, we ate, and then um I think so. We went to the somebody's office, and walking out of the office, there used to be boxes for the newspaper. You could grab a free newspaper. So she grabbed the newspaper out of that because we would get the coupons out of the newspaper. And we came home and we laid down that newspaper on the floor and looking for the. There used to be, you could look the
Got
jobs in the newspaper. Yes. So we're looking into it, looking into it, and then we found there was one that says uh, Lake City Ford looking for a salesperson, no experience needed, 401k promise, 85,000 a year. I said, bingo. I told my wife, can you read it? Like, maybe I have a problem understanding English, but can you read and see what that's mean? And she said, that's what it is. I said, well, you know what? If that's you don't have to have experience, then let's make a call. She called the dealership, and the manager picked up the phone, and she explained the whole thing, and he said, okay, when can you come for an interview? And to share this with you, if you want to get into the car sales, you never want to go to Mercedes or any high
BMW.
end or Toyota, Honda. They will not hire you. They will not hire newbies. You probably want to go to a Hyundai, not even Hyundai, a Kia, um, to Ford or Chevy, because they are the one who take chances on people. regardless is your credit or a job, but they will give you a
Right.
chance, right? So anyhow,
Uh,
so we wrote down 45 minutes, and we sat, and so manager he started interviewing, and most of the time my wife was talking because I was very shy, I wasn't open with the people.
Mm.
And so boss he looked at, he said, either are you gonna answer anything? I said yes. So he asked me a couple questions. He said, so listen, his name is Patrick, and we're still good friends. He said, if you can even speak 20% of what your wife does, you be okay. And I said, all I need is one chance.
Right.
Okay. Give me 2 months. Don't pay me for it. I'll prove myself. And if I couldn't, I'll walk out of the gate by myself. Don't even pay me a dime for it. Okay.
hmm.
And he looked at my face. General manager looked at face. He said, you know what? We'll give you a chance. And so so I got the chance. Patrick, he took his time to make me American. He said, you can't be American if you don't do three things in America. I said, what is that? He said, you got to learn three things. First is called thank you. Second called sorry. And third thing is called cursing. F star hash and F. I said, until you don't learn these things, you will never be American. And then he said, we're going to change your name. Yeah. I still remember there are some moments in your life that you never forget, that you never forget.
Right.
So he used to, and I didn't had a habit of saying thank you because we in India they didn't do that at back. That if you want to say thank you, you show it with your expressions. If you want to say sorry, you show it with your expressions, and you never curse on anybody. That was simple thing. So anyhow, it's a different world, and totally other side of India. And so he would sit with me an hour, taught me how to pronounce the word enunciation. He worked on enunciation, taught me three words, and I use it very wisely now, and very boldly. So going from there, I sold cars, and a point came in 3 4 months later. I was a top salesperson at the dealership. There's a lot in it. I'm gonna skip a lot of those stuff. Very
Right.
interesting, but we'll go on that one when we're sitting personally because it will take hours. But I sold cars, and then I went back and I sold Hondas and Toyotas. A lot of those things I did, and then I started a restaurant, an Indian restaurant with my in-laws. And by the time it got going, took almost a year. It got burned down. And then at the same time, I did another restaurant, was Taco Rumar, one of the franchise of Subway. I did that one, and I was unlucky on that as well. And in meanwhile, when I was doing the restaurant, I had a lot of sheriff and local police. They would come to the restaurant because that was a place of meeting, like 6 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the
Right.
morning. And so I made some friends, and I thought, you know what, maybe I could be a sheriff. And I tried to do that, and I used to do right along with them, understand their problems. So I did a lot of those. I tried it for first year. Was very hard for me to clear my physical. I excelled in that, and then in written exam, I excelled in that. Uh, you could only do three times in a year in Washington State. So once I did excel on everything, on physical and in writing, person who was trying to clear the exam from 3 years, he couldn't, and I helped him to guide and how you can do the things differently. He passed the exam. He went to the board. It was straight trooper, and he filed a complaint on me that Sid memorized all the questions they have. So I was called on an interview, and they canceled the interview on me. And so I got this call. I'm waiting on interview date. 2 days before the interview, I got a call. Need to talk to Sid Mahant, and I say, yes, sir. How may I help? He say, I'm calling such and such, and you're supposed to come and interview, but we can't conduct your interview. I said, what's the reason? He said, because we got a complaint that you memorize all the question. I said, that's very true. There was whatever 120, 30 questions. I memorized all the question. I know the answer, but how is that my fault that my
Right.
memory is so good and you guys don't change the questionnaires? You know? And he said, well, we got to put a probation on you for 1 year. You cannot appear on the exam. Anyhow, I couldn't give the exam for one whole year. Waited 2 years now. And third year, I go back again and I excelled again. physical as well as the written exam. So what happened? Uh, there were over, I think so, 500 people. They appear in the exam. That was job for the state trooper. There were there were one opening. Three people made it to the oral board. Two of them showed up. That was me and another guy on the oral board. One guy didn't show up. We both went through the oral board, and I was told I can't have the job. And I asked the reason. He said because the another guy, he's 52 years old and he has more experience than me in the life. And I was like in my 30s. And but I said I will serve more because 52 he gonna retire in 60, and I'm being in my 30s. I'm probably gonna serve another 25 years. And they said sorry, try it next time. And I promised my wife and my brother, if I couldn't make it this time, I'll do what you guys say. I came home. My wife said, "Okay, you got it." I said, "Nope, I did not." And this is what happened. She said, "Don't worry, God has a better plan for you." And she's saying this is the fourth time. Four times she's telling me God has a better plan. I don't know what the God's plans are. I was mad. I said, I don't think so. God even have a plan
So,
for me. She said, don't give up on him. He always have better. Okay. So meanwhile, I was working at the dealership, and one of the manager, he was trying to do some fishy stuff with a client, trying to sell a car to her that was on a sale. He shouldn't supposed to charge her more money. She was an older lady in her 72 or so. She didn't know the sale price. Um, and he was trying to sell her the car through me by charging more money that he shouldn't supposed to. It was unethical, and I refused to do that. I said, boss, I can't do that. And I look at her more like my mom. I say, if my mom would be here, would I do that to her? I would not. And he's just trying to make 3, 4 thousand more money. And I said, this car is on sale for such and such price. We posting it, online. Why would we charge her more money? Because she doesn't know about it. And he said, do what I'm saying. Otherwise, I'm going to take this deal and give it to somebody else. And that was my client. And I say, you're more than welcome to do that, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to go tell her that this is what's going to happen to you. And he got mad at me, and grabbed me from my neck and yelled at me, all cursing. And, it was assault. So this was the second case happened with me. Second
yeah,
time happened. I went to general manager and I complained to the general manager on Monday, and this happened on Saturday. I waited a week. Nobody did anything. Nobody. So I called my previous boss, Patrick Leasing, who gave me a chance in the car business. I said, this is what happened. He said, you need to go file a lawsuit on the company because this is a common practice. So so I first I went to Human Rights Commission. Okay, file complaint, it was taking time. And then I was trying to find an attorney to file a lawsuit, and there no attorney would take my case because the dealership I was at, there was very powerful people. Like we would see mayor walking there all the time. That kind
yeah,
of people they were, very connected. Anyhow, I able to secure one attorney, and he said, I'll do it, but you have to prepare your own case. I don't see it winning, but I'm doing it because that's the right thing to do. All right. So we went, and it took us a year, and I won the case. Okay. The dealership, they apologized. They fired the manager, and you know, they paid me the money for it. That wasn't the reason I did, but more about lesson, which is
yeah.
mostly the attorney. Like I think so, he took
Who,
70% of
who
that.
who does who doesn't want
So
money?
going along with that,
Mhm.
now I'm going out and trying to find a job. Meanwhile, when I was unemployed, so I'm going different places. I'm trying to find a job. Nobody would give me a job. Why?
And then
Because they
Sid,
asked me why you quit last job or
Sid,
why you got fired, and I would tell them
Sid,
this is the case. I quit
can
the
you hear
job
me,
and I
Sid?
filed a lawsuit. And by that time, I'm super naive. I don't know how the system goes. So I was honest and I told people this is what it is. I didn't get
Yeah.
no jobs. I qualified for the jobs. I couldn't get the jobs. My cousin, who was in trucking, he said, "You know what? Why don't you come and drive the truck? Because there's always shortage of truck drivers." And this is back in 2010. So I went out with him. I did my test and I got my license. Started driving a truck. I never liked the truck. I hated it. I was more like an office kind of guy rather than driving a truck. I was away from my family. One of my son was like 5 years old. One was almost 6 years old. When you're habitual of seeing your family every day, you want to be with them. You don't want like you're gone for a month and coming and seeing your kids for 2 days and gone back again. But again, it was about a survival mode. My responsibility was more bigger than my ego. So came start doing that, and I did. Along with that, I started doing real estate. I thought it would be easy. No, I was a failure in that as well. And again, my wife said, "You know what? God has a better plan for you." Okay, so I'm going along with the God's plan. We moved. I came to Indiana to help my cousin buy a house in 2004. Since I come from a joint family, we have a big family. We have a house that still live in. That's 200 years old house. 21 family members live there. Still, we have like the big family there. So my mom, dad, and uncle, aunt all came in on the prayers for the house, and they say, "We can see you brothers staying away from each other. You guys got to stay together." They have a voting. My cousin, he won the votes, made me move to Indiana with the family. I never liked Indiana because Indiana and Seattle was way far different. We faced some discrimination here in our neighborhood where there was a couple of people didn't like the brown boys on that, and they will just call the police on us for no reason. But there were two veterans we had here. Um, they stood for us, and they went and knocked the door of our neighbors. Said, "Don't give a hard time to these boys. They're from India. They came here. They are not doing nothing illegal and all that." So we settled 14, and I joined my brothers. He had a trucking company which shut down again after 6 7 months. So it seems like I'm the very unlucky guy. It's not other, it's me. And so we're back on the road, and we're thinking how we gonna pay the bills. By this time, my brother, he own a house and I own a house in Seattle, so we got to make the payments. So going through that all, we thought, okay, we know one thing: we know how to fix the cars and trucks. So we went to Manheim. We bought a box truck. We went to
Can
Harbor Tools because that's all we could afford, the cheap tools. We borrowed $10,000 from somebody, and we filled
say
up
it? Can you
all
hear me?
the tools in the van. We start
Brent, can you hear me?
making the cards and start giving
I
the
can hear
card
you.
to the people.
I don't think he can
And
hear me.
so we start fixing. We got get a call 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. We'll go out and fix the semi trucks.
I can hear you, but I
And
don't
so
think he can hear us.
we start making
Hey, say
money.
it.
Yes,
Can
There
you
you
can
go.
you can you hear us?
yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was just trying to chime in
So
there.
anyhow, we start we build then we got the repair shop, and then I started. So in almost in 15, the mid of 15, we were paying the bills,
I don't
but
think
we
he
were
can
not
hear
getting richer. Okay, there's a difference. You can survive, but all the dreams that you thought about you're gonna achieve while coming to America, the American dream, we were not getting there. People were giving us a check, credit card was getting bounced. So my brother, he says, "Sid, we can always do this. We can pay the bills." Well, we were not able to get what we want. So I said, "What's the plan?" He said, "You to go start the trucking company. I'll back you up with the shop." So I went in on May 7, 2015. I started a trucking company called Mahan Transportation. Okay. Long story short, we started with a truck that we owned, two of the trucks, me and my brother. First year we got 7 trucks. Second year we got 14 trucks. And people would not believe that we can do that because that's not easy in our industry. Bank wouldn't give us a loan. They say it's not easy. Third year we doubled that. Fourth year we doubled that. By the time of 2020, we had 108 trucks. We were the third largest company out of 12,000 companies in Indiana at that time, owned by Indians, and we made it happen. And we survived, and we achieved the American dream, what we wanted it. And 19 was a time when trucking was going bad and everything, and we actually lost a lot of revenue at that time. We came to a point where we had to shut down the company. We had only like couple months of money left in the account to pay the bills. So I volunteered on that. I sold my house in Seattle. I had a very good equity on it. I took that money, put it in the company, and we said, you know what? We made all this by working hard here. Even though if I lose all that, I have no regret. I'm gonna do everything in my power to survive and keep my company, running. And at the time, we had a lot of employees, and we thought if we let it go, what would happen with those people? Because it was a bad time. 19 was a bad time for trucking. And the and we survived. We barely survived. Business picked up a few months later, and we started making back money back again. But we picked a good clients, and that's how able to survive. A lot of my friends were struggling. I started a non-profit organization called Indiana Diverse Trucker Association, right? And so what I was doing is educate people how to survive, how to handle the financials, help them in getting a cheaper insurance, better fuel discount, how to hire better drivers. A lot of
Hey,
my
Sid,
friends, they
I have a
survived. Some
question
of them,
for
they
you,
could
Sid.
not.
Can you hear me, Sid?
Yes, I can hear
Yes.
you. No, I
There you
cannot
go.
hear you. No,
You
I
cannot hear
can
me?
hear you. Okay.
Yeah, I
And
was just gonna come in there for a
no,
second there.
no, Alvin, I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
So you might
Oh,
want to take
I
them
can't
down
hear
and
you.
bring them back
Um,
up again.
can
Can
you
you hear
hear?
me, Sid? There we go.
Let me bring him back on there because I was trying to interject there for a second.
Ooh.
Alvin,
How
I
about
cannot
this?
hear you. No,
You
Can you
cannot hear me?
Can you hear us?
I can hear
Can you hear
Alvin.
Jerry?
No,
can you hear
no, no,
me?
Alvin, I can't hear you. Yeah, Brent, I can hear you.
Can
Who's
you hear
speaking
me?
now?
Can you hear me?
Okay.
You want me? You want to disconnect and connect again?
Yeah. Do you mind
Yeah,
logging
let
out
me
and
do
try to
that.
log back in?
Hold on a second.
Because I have to.
Yeah, he can hear me. I don't know how he can hear me. He can't hear the rest of y'all. I guess I have
Yeah.
to run the interview.
Go ahead. Hey, Dr. Silly, you want to say? We want to say welcome to the show. Sid is currently giving us his little background, and then we will continue to interview the old fam. Let's see if I can get him better. Oh, he came on the side.
Okay, I can hear you.
You can hear me now?
Yeah, Alvin, I can hear you. Yes.
Okay. So I
All
was
my
just,
family, that was my background. You good? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
We
What
got
was
you.
your question? What was your question,
Okay.
Alvin?
All right.
What was your question, Alvin? You had
I
a
was just
question?
going to, I was just going to say because of time, I was just going to have him summarize that, and so we can go into the actual interview and start to ask those questions about his intent, what he's running for, and other questions related to. So I was just going to ask him, Sid, if you don't
Yeah.
mind, kind of summarizing that a little bit there, so we can get into the meat of the
Yeah.
conversation.
So I shared my personal life. I'm gonna take another few seconds to share why I came in the politics.
Right.
Um, 2023, I got a call, and I used to have a driver, and I got a call from his brother that the kid, he commits suicide. Okay,
Mhm.
he was on a call with his wife, newly wedded, and something happened 1 o'clock in the morning, and he hung himself on a FaceTime in front of his mom and his wife. Okay, there was some immigration issues, some paperwork. He was trying to bring his wife here to America, and he could not. Right, I got a call 7 o'clock in the morning from his brother asking help, if he could help expedite the visa process for his wife so they can do the final rituals. Anyhow, I reach out to the senator, I reach out to the congressman. I could not get no help. His body was laying down up there for 3 weeks. Next week, I got another call. There was another incident took place in Fisher. There was a young guy, 21 years old, Indian guy. He got hit by a truck, like a pickup truck, on a stoplight. The young guy was on a motorcycle. He died on the spot. Same thing. He applied for his father, who was in India, got deported 11 years ago. Applied for the father to bring him here, but he passed away. The mother called asking for help, and they want to do the final rituals with the body. And I reached out again to the congresswoman and to the senator, and I couldn't get no help. And after 3 weeks, I gave up and I said, you know what? I'm so sorry. I can't help you guys. And I'm thinking in my head, when these politicians, they need our help from our communities, they need money from us. They will come to our doorstep. They will become our friend. They will share the meals with us. But when we need them, they're never there. They won't even reply the emails or phone calls. They never, like, they're not. And I hate it so much, and I said, I'm going to reach out to the people I know and ask them to run. So I made a list of 12 people I know. They're wealthy people. They speak way better English than me, and they're known people and they could afford it. I went to each one of those and asked them to run for an office because the Victoria Sparks at that time, she announced she would not run for the Congress anymore.
Right.
Everybody said no, they would not do it. Everybody said no. And so we're sitting on a dinner table with three of my friends, and he said, we can't even find one person who we can trust on and who can represent us. And one of my friends said, why don't you do it? And I said, well, I'm a guy from the trucking. I don't know nothing about the politics. I still struggle with my English. I don't know about the system. He said, just like everybody else, you have excuse. And that hit me hard. And I said, you know what? True. So we discussed, and I said, I'll volunteer and I'll run for the office. And next day, I announced that I'm going to run for the Congress. So I announced to run for the Congress, U.S. Congress from District 5, which is Fisher Carmel area. Long story short, the system didn't wanted me in it. And I was told, if you come in the system, if you run, you're going to win, because I had the vote bank of the East Indian community and the Burmese. Okay.
Right.
And if I win, my people going to follow me and they're going to take over the district. This is what I was told on my face.
Interesting.
So I was taken off from the ballot, and I said, I'm done with the politics. It's dirty, it's bad. And by this time, I already spent over $200,000, okay, to get my name out. Anyhow, but the thing is, once you're in the business, you can't get out if you want yourself. So now when the state rep, this thing, it was taking place here in House District 40, A1 and Plainfield, I have few of the guys that reach out to me. They said, we heard another state rep who've been here 20 years. It's not going to run anymore. And we want you to run. And this time we're all going to support you. And this time the community got more involved in it and everything. And especially the immigration stuff going on all around, people are tired. So here I am, and that's what I was doing. One day I was on a walk, and I met Jeremiah there, and he said, Sid, let me introduce you to my community, and they are good people. They're gonna support you, because we also are looking for some people, like-minded people that we can trust on.
So the
again,
seat, Sid, real quick there. So the seat that you're running for now is the state house, right? Not the House of
yes,
Representatives.
no state. Yeah, it's a state representative. Yes, it is.
Okay.
Is that the
District
sixth
40.
district?
District
District
House
six?
District Board.
Okay.
Yeah.
House District 40. All right, let me look that up.
Yeah.
Is that Plainfield?
Plainfield and Avon. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
You can go ahead now.
So, here I am. I'm doing my thing today. I had already had 3 events. That's why I have the shirt on. We were going to go out and start knocking the doors and asking people for the vote, and that's what I'm doing whenever getting the full time. So I'm still running my company, but also concentrating on the political side, asking people to vote, and don't need a lot of votes. I think so. We can get it done within like 3,000 votes. That's pretty much. It's a primary. So who wins the primary generally wins the general. The district is all Republican. Of course, the Indiana is all Republican, and there's barely any Democrat who runs against Republican in this district. And so we'll see what happens. But most, it's like you're talking about 60-40 kind of difference in the district.
So the primary, who are you running against? Is it the incumbent? Who's been there forever?
No, not yet. There's nobody incumbents yet. It's Gregory Stewart Wall. He's here
Right.
for the last 20 years. He's 72 years old, attorney, a big part of the establishment.
Right.
And I've been told that I will get challenged again. So we'll see how it goes. We'll figure it out. I'm not worried about that part, because there are a lot of people, they want change, and I think so. This is the right time for the change. With the way things are going on, people are tired. Even though my Republican Party had divided into two different, pieces, because there are one who are moderate and think for the people, and there are one who only think about what they think and how they want to think. So,
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you so much. I have a question before we go to Dr. Saley and Brent here. You did touch on that though. Great history, your background very unique. Like I said, most of us immigrants here do relate to that. Now, I think you're aware of this. It's not something new to you. You talked about it a
Sure.
little bit. The impact on immigrants in this country, our challenges, what we face when it comes to even basic stuff like driver's license, immigration stuff. With this whole ICE thing going on now in the country, and we're in a Republican state. If you win, what measure would you have in place? What would you support in making these things easier for immigrants like myself and others?
Sure. Yeah, no, good, very good question. This is the most hot topic right now in the country. This is more, it's a congressional question, I would say. It's
Mm-hmm.
not the state rep don't have a control in
Mm-hmm.
those kinds of policies. But again, I'm a state rep. My thing is more about the district, certain small area to bring good stuff from them from the state house. But if I ask, even though about the immigrant, I'd say I always been vocal about it. I've been loud about it. That's why there are a lot of people don't like me. And even though some of them call me Democrat, which is okay. I don't care. Um, it's if those guys, let's say they, if the guys they came jumping the border by plane, they came and seeking asylum here, and they were given work permits here. Why should there be a discrimination? They went through the process to get the work
Right.
permit. Okay. Why would you? So my question to you is, okay, you don't want immigrants here, but who's really immigrant in the country? I guess beside the native Indians, if I would really say, everybody is an immigrant here. I'm sorry to um what's the right word, to hurt some people's feeling here.
Mm-hmm.
We all are immigrants here in this country. Okay, somehow, some way, somebody's parents, grandparents, or their forefathers came to this country seeking for something, help, a better life. Okay, so everybody is an immigrant in this country. But let's say if we're talking about the brown boys, if we go more
Mm-hmm.
deeper on it, uh, you are okay to take the food from other countries, you know. You're okay to wear the clothes that made in other countries. You're okay to take a medical service from the immigrants. And you are okay for the immigrants to build your house. You're okay that immigrants can work in your restaurants and in warehouses. They can give you a ride on the Uber and all that. You're okay with all of those things. But you're not okay when they ask for their rights. I don't know. I don't know.
I
I don't know.
think
What would you
I,
say?
I think as it relates to immigration, um, whether we like it or not, there's a right way and there's a wrong way. All right.
Yeah.
And I obviously, probably one of my best friends in the world is an immigrant. So I have nothing disparaging to say about immigrants and things of that nature. However, I think that if you come in through the front door, the rights are different than if you come in through the back door. And I mean, again, that doesn't say anything about the value and the worth of the person. Of course, you do value their work. You whether they came in through the front door or the back door. If you're
Yeah.
building my house, I'm gonna have that value for you. However, for that person's safety and for that person's sake, and so to prevent them from having anything untoward to happen to them or to need medical services or whatever else they need, I think it's better for them to do it through the front door rather than the back door. I don't think anybody minds immigrants. I don't think people hate immigrants. We don't. I know I don't. I don't know a lot of people that do hate immigrants or anti-immigrant. However, it's the how you come in really doesn't matter to me, but I think it matters to the powers that be.
Yes.
I can care less how you got here. Quite honestly, I mean, it doesn't bother me one way or the other.
Yes. So I was asked the same question in an interview, and my thing was, why won't you make the policies that
Right.
makes people easier for people, the qualified people to come in this country? Make it the basis on qualification. If somebody wants to come and drive a truck here, they should have a test. They should be able to apply, let's say from India, okay, that they qualify, they speak English, they know the laws and rules, they memorize all that, they know how to drive a truck, they are well trained in that country, and then they apply for that, they are tested, and then they can come to this country. I think so. That's a fair way to do it.
I know why. I mean,
Um,
because I think those laws are on the books. I mean, back early on in my pharmacy career, I had my own business, and my business was bringing in pharmacists from other countries. And the countries that I would specifically target was India. I would target the Asian countries, and I would target some of the South African countries. And the reason why I would use those countries is because they had the mental acuity to pass the exams and become licensed over here in the United States. And I would put them on H-1 visas, and I never had any problem. The only time I started having problems with that business, why I had to close it, was after 9/11. After 9/11, all the
yeah.
H-1B visas dried up, and so instead of giving out 500,000 a year, now they only giving out 100,000 a year. Well, that pretty much killed my business because I couldn't get those people. So those mechanisms are in place. I just think a lot of times people just don't want to do the hard work that are required. I mean, you're a hard worker, so you know about hard work. And I just think they don't want to do the hard work to do it.
Yeah, I have to agree with Sid for the most part. You know, when you are an immigrant, you have different perspectives, regardless of how you got in and how you know.
Yeah, Alvin, here's
Yeah.
the thing. If you look at these guys that jumping the borders or coming on this side,
Mhm.
man, they're not educated people. They're not engineers. They are not doctors. They don't have all those degrees. They're uneducated like me. Okay. And they don't know any better. And they're not bad people. Okay. They're good family people out there. I'm not saying, I'm not provoking, I'm not supporting that you come here illegally. I'm not saying that. You asked me the question, I said there should be better policies that be made. That could be a short term 8, 9 months, 10 months visa for a labor class person that wants to come from India, drive a truck here, and something like that, you know. And I said, if you open it for Russia, you open it for Ukraine, you should open the same for everybody. But they say no, there are like their IT special visa H1B1 that only open for India. Well, why not open for Africa? You know, Mauritania. They're intelligent people. They won't be as many as India because everybody in India is a doctor or engineer, I would say. But keep, treat everybody equally. Treat everybody equally. If you want to make it a better place, don't discriminate because hey, you know, India has IT and Africa has less. Don't discriminate on that basis. You know,
Yeah.
you want the cheaper labor. That's why you open that. Open for everybody. Make it fair.
Right.
Make it that way that people don't have to jump the borders.
Right.
I had a lot of conversation like that.
Mhm.
Right.
Right.
Dr. Silly, you want to chime in on this immigrant or immigration topic?
Yeah, actually, everything you guys are saying is just the same thing we all struggled about. And like I would say, I follow Said a lot, and immigration is a big issue. I was trying to see more of what specific policy he has to contribute in the lower house when you have the opportunity, because all of the immigrant issues that we face are the same. Illegal. I mean, are you going to strictly say that those that come here illegally issue? Because you're Republican, are you going to support the president's agenda that once you are illegal, you should be removed out of the country? Or are you going to advocate for them to have pardon as long as they don't commit a crime? Because it's two things. There are some people that are illegal in committing heinous crime that affect our community. So are you going to say once they don't commit a crime, they can stay here and become legal by certain means? Or are you going to say once you are in the country illegally, you should be removed? You should come here legally. So I'm looking for a definite question. That's what I'm asking. That's
Yeah,
all.
Sid, before you answer Dr. Saley's question, I want to clarify something. So the position that you're running for, does it have the leverage to make immigration law?
No,
Okay.
it does not.
All
No, it
right.
doesn't. It's a local body. You know, it's more like you talk about municipality. You bringing the budget. You helping. And this is I'm talking about the lower house. You're proposing the bills or the amendments. That's for the people here locally. It can't be nationally. And immigration is a national issue, not a
Okay.
local issue.
All
You
right.
know.
Okay. So speaking of local issue, let's take you to Avon, right?
Exactly.
The school district, from what I've learned, they have pending amendment to their operating budget, the tax budget,
Yeah.
next month. What's your take on that? What type of how do you support that? If you don't, what amendment would you or recommendation will you make?
Okay. With the school, that's one of the thing. Everything was going fine. And I think in 17, the new superintendent came in. Before that, the school district wasn't the school. I would say specifically A1 school wasn't going that well. Things changed after 17, 19. Uh, all the budget that was given. So how the school budget works, that's from the local taxes, basically the housing and all that we have. And there's a budget like 34% of the taxes that's been collected from the housing that goes to the school district. Okay.
Mm,
And we'll take an example. Let's say in 2024, the government collected $5 million to give it to the school. Okay. Well, school hasn't been using all that money. If they're given $5 million, they could have used and wasted the money, but they haven't been. The new superintendent that we have it here, he did a good job, and he did not use all the money. Rather than using $5 million, he used $3.5 million, and he says taxpayers' money. Why to waste it? Okay, so for example, let's say there's a teacher they hired for 8 hours in to teach classes. Okay, but the and then they need another teacher for 2 hours for something else. But the first teacher that was hired, he's teaching English to certain class for only 5 hours. If in a previous administration they were hiring two teachers and giving time to both and full pay. So what he did, which is Scott, I mean to say, what they did, the superintendent and the management, they took the teacher, the first teacher that was teaching 5 hours and getting full pay. They said, okay, you have to take another class. You're gonna take, you're gonna teach 2 more hours to different class, and you're still getting paid for it. And they didn't hire the second teacher. So they saved the money by making certain changes. Okay, but they're never capping the full money. So what happened, the legislatures, they looked at it and they said, oh, school is not using all that money, and they said we're going to cut the budget on it. But what happened recently in last 2 years, especially in A1 and Plainfield area, if you look at it, there are a lot of families they moved in this area. There are a lot of housing coming in. The
right.
second safe place after Carmel is basically A1 and Plainfield area. That's what they say. After
Oh,
Fisher and Carmel is our area. Okay. So the current state rep, he's the one actually who introduced on it. That's what I heard, and signed on it because he was the vice chair of the caucus. There are a lot of houses coming. It means that more students in the school now. They have built a new building, extended it, right? But they need the full budget now. So that's where the school is going to struggle. They're going to be short paid $7 million, which they already have 34%. So they're cutting from 34% to some lower number. They will have a shortage of the budget, which means they won't be able to have the school won't be able to have a proper teacher, and of course for the food and all that. And that's why school is going for the referendum. So school are given 2 chances for the referendum. That is, first is in the May, second is the November. So legislators, they went, or the state rep, they went and they said, we would not give you 2 chances. Well, you only have only 1 chance. So let's say if the school went on a referendum in May and they didn't get it approved, they can go back in November and get approval. So now they're not given 2 chances, only one, which is in November. If they don't get approved in November, people didn't vote for them for the better budget. What's going to happen? They will have to lay off the teachers, and the class size is going to go bigger. So they're trying to keep the class size to 22, which is probably going to go to around 50 or so. So the school will struggle. It means lower quality of education if you don't have enough teachers. And the same thing goes. I don't know if you heard about them and Duff, the kids.
right. Yeah.
Like they don't consider them as a part of the school district. It's a it's another entity they consider under the governor, and their budget has been cut down to 5%. So they have lost, and those students, the kids, they can't see, the blind kids or deaf, they can't hear. They most physically live in the premises, in the school. Okay, they have nurses there, right? So now what's going on? They're lacking with the and the cutting the budget, like with the nurses, the support. So this is a very, it's a heavy, very heavy topic to really go deep in it to understand it.
Right.
It's going to go bad. Let me tell you this. As for I understand.
Okay. Thank you.
So,
So, Brent, I'll have a lot of questions, so I don't want to take over. I'll turn it over to you. Do you have any? We'll ask you for your questions here, one or two questions for Sid, and then we
yes, I
can.
do. I saw something on your platform concerning the Left Behind, the No Community Left Behind initiative. Is that still you? Is that something that
Yeah.
you? Okay. So let me ask you. My first question is: when you say left behind, does that mean economically? Does that mean culturally? Does that mean geographically? What specifically are you saying? And is it more about education? Is it more about housing? Is it more about health? Which because there's a lot of different ways you could do. People could get left behind in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, I agree. And in fact, you answered all the questions by yourself. All of those, all of those. Yeah, I'm a blue collar guy. I'm
I
a blue
see.
collar guy, Brad. And I have done almost all the odd jobs anybody would do in America. Okay, um,
Right.
and if I really tell you a story, it will take you 10 hours, but you will get bored with it. It's exciting in the new when you hear it, but when you hear the story, it gets boring. Yeah. So what I mean, so why would you discriminate? Uh, as somebody with the benefits, even though if like me being a trucker, a guy coming from the repair shop with hands dirty, and I want to run for the Congress, why would you say we would not let you run? What would scare you? Well, the guy with the common sense, that's what scare you, because I don't have the instant of getting the greed of what the politicians or career politicians are. So I'm gonna speak for the people, what people want. Well, some parties they don't want to hear that. So that's why would I be left behind? Okay. A small business owner should get the same benefit that a billion bigger companies get. Tax incentives or all of those benefits. Why can't the small business get those ones? So there's much more. If somebody coming from a different culture and they like to eat with the hand, why should they be discriminated because you can eat with the spoon? That's their belief. Let them live like that. Doesn't matter Hindu, Christian, it's a Muslim or anybody else. Why can't we treat them equally? These are communities. These are so
Right.
small communities.
Right. So let me ask you this. So at least especially as it relates to the to the lower house, does the lower house have a say so as to what tax benefits your small business gets as opposed to my $1 billion gets? Is that something that's in your purview?
So there is the bills do get passed. A lot of powers are in the hands of governor, and there you're talking about federal grants, and then you're talking about local state level grants, right? Like I'm pretty sure you heard about economical department, IEDC, which is more like a different entity, that is run by the governor, right? It's more like a
Mm-hmm.
private entity, but they get the money from the government and disperse to the businesses, different businesses. So I have seen things on that, but a small guy like me has struggled to get the grants from them as compared to some of the big companies like Amazon or some another. They're coming in the town, they'll get more benefit because they have more leverage. They have the lobbyists, who buy the people, fund on their elections, and they get favors. So
Mm.
we what we can do is we can propose the bills that will favor the people we want, and when it get passed, then it goes to upper house. That's when it get passed.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
yeah, I don't know if I answered that right or not.
No, you didn't. I got it. I got it because you guys are the boots on the ground, and you the guy. You the
Yes.
you the ones that's interacting with the people, And so when they start writing all these bills and stuff, you can put stuff in there strategically that represent the people that you are with every single day.
Yes.
I got
So
it.
same thing with that. Let's say the school, the budget got passed. This was the budget to cut the budget for the school. That was from the basically from the lower the state
Lord.
rep. They are the one who introduced it. The another bill. If you have seen Senate bill, SB 01, that was like the taxes, the house taxes relief. The taxes are basically same, but what they did, they raised the value of the houses up, you know, which if I'm not selling my house, it doesn't matter. My neighborhood,
It doesn't
nobody's
matter,
selling
right?
house.
Right.
But they bumped the taxes up.
Yep.
Right.
So, but that was done from the state house, from the state reps.
Really. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Again,
Okay.
like I promised, right? It's going to be entertaining conversation. So before we go to Dr. J, I don't know if you want me to call him Dr. J or Dr. Silly,
Dr. J,
what he
yes.
goes by.
Dr.
Oh,
J.
I
So,
don't know about that Dr. J reference, man. Hold on now.
so I call him that. We'll call him Dr. J. How's that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Yes.
So you're contesting Avon, and obviously you need all hands on deck when it comes to election. You need all numbers. You need everybody, right? So we do have good numbers of immigrants over there, including Dr.
We do.
J. Yeah.
Yes.
Do you have any stats? Do you have any numbers? Do you have any data that will show where they are? How to target them, how to get in touch with them. Do you have any plans in place for that?
Yeah. So I have overdone over 1,000 houses, and I found there's one community I found they just newly settled in last 2 years. That's behind the A1 high school. That community, 80% of that is immigrants there.
Interesting.
80% of that. So that's
Wow.
something. Yeah. Yes, and there are like 500 houses there. So yeah, I found a lot of guys. Very few from Mauritania, maybe a few houses. There are a lot from Somalia. I found there, and some another part of the Africa. There, a couple of the Haitis there too, Haitians there too. I found it. There were, I think, so probably like 80, 90 houses. They were from India. Um, Maybe 4 or 5 houses that was Spanish. That's pretty much. But 80% of the housing out of 500 is immigrants there,
That, so then
and
the
I think
follow up
so.
to my question, follow up on the
Yes.
question was, what plans do you have in place in tapping into that network?
Well,
Like,
door to door knocking. I got while going, meeting people. I got few volunteers. They're ready to go and knock the doors, with me or by themselves. But these days, what I found, everybody has a camera outside their house. People don't want
mhm,
to come out and talk to you. They will see from inside and say, "Hey, what do you need?"
yeah,
Well, I'm such and such. They say, "Okay, leave the flyer." I think so. Social media is very powerful.
there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
Social
good.
media very powerful. Facebook and Instagram. My kids and all that, young kids, they all are Instagram. Our like my age, 45 and older. There are a lot of those on the Facebook. So I
Yeah.
think so. X is of course one, but more with the educated community, I would say, and yeah, that's social media is one, and then I think so another good thing is we have the family, the community get together. So these days I'm seeing the East Indian community, they are doing family get-togethers, like 40, 50 people get together in a house and do prayers. It's been going on from last 1 month. So I was there this morning, that's why I got late today, otherwise I would have came and joined Dr. J with the soccer. But every Saturday, Sunday, that's taking place. Those kind of, when we go community, small, 20, 30 people,
Mhm.
meet with them, that's very powerful.
Yeah, and I think I'm not giving any campaign full disclosure here, no campaign advice or anything, but I think that's something you could tap into, utilize. Dr. J, he's very influential in our community. uh, and I think tapping into that will be definitely helpful in so many ways. But again, I agree with you. Social media is very important. It's
Yeah,
very is a major tool now. So, Dr. J, I'm going to have you ask your two questions, and we'll go from there.
yeah. Like you said, I've always expressed my desire to help in any way possible. By the way, Said and I have been knowing each other for a while now, so he knows that I'm trying to help in any way. In our African community here, I've reached out to a few Africans to support him as distributed some of his flyers. But I just want to focus on his education because I stay within this district where I'm a resident of this district. And my kids are also they grew up going to school in Hendrick County. And the fact that County was named the number one county in the state of Indiana this year, that's tell you that's something that the local guys within the state governance is doing to make us to be number one. So I don't know if my first question would be if you have talked to them and see some of the things they are doing for us to be number one county in the state of Indiana, and two with the school. I mean, I know you explained a lot about what's going on within the school system, but what should we do to address teachers' retention and the workflows development gaps? Because that's an issue with workflow development gaps. And how can you retain teachers? What are some of the things you're going to do? I mean, we can talk about what they are not doing now, but what are some things you have to bring to the table that distinct you from what they are doing?
You asking me that?
Yep.
Well, it's thing is that the education answer would be with the teachers by themselves, you know, and teachers struggle with the pay, and they get half of the pay, as far I know, when it's off season. Okay, uh, to attract better teachers, just like even though in a medical line, better doctors, you have to pay them more. You have to give them reason to come to your city, live there, and serve there. And again, the school board can help better on that. But right now they're struggling with the referendum, the upcoming November elections. Um, that they're trying to get this referendum passed, the bill passed for um, more share of the taxpayer money. So basically, whatever they have, 34%, they're trying to keep that, but they're at 24%. They've been cut down to 24% now. So
But if that
education, of
referendum
course, is my
passes,
priority.
yeah, if that referendum passes, it does have teacher compensation loped in it, and it also has some other instructional resource items that are loped in that bill. So seems to me the first thing with education and retention is passing that bill in November. I don't know.
Yes.
I don't live in Avon, but that just seems to
Yeah,
me what
that's
it would
that's
be.
that's one of the issues.
Yeah.
That's why I asked that question.
Okay. So are you for that,
And then
Jeremiah? Are you for the referendum? I don't. I mean, I don't know. I'm not. I don't really
I
know
am.
Avon politics. Are you
I
for
am
I
that
am.
referendum?
I am
Okay.
for it. And
Okay.
then
I
Okay.
am for it.
just a last follow up to what I have to. I'm concerned a little bit. What are you doing to attract American voters? Because we have an immigrant story. We target the Mauritanians. We target other immigrants. What are you doing to target the American voters? Because you also need some American voters to enhance your vote for you to be able to reach the goal. So what are we doing to, you know, talk to American voters as well?
But Dr. J, the thing is, we have to reach out to people because the problem I see it, um, and we've been registering the votes from last 2 weeks in our church, two of the churches. The people, they say they have a vote, the registers, but they don't have a vote. They don't have registered vote. They're citizen from a long time, but they don't have registered vote. And those people who have a registered vote, they don't go out and vote. That's a problem. So it's the awareness of people telling what's the power of your vote is. You don't vote, it means your vote is it's those people who vote, they control the policies. Okay. And then tomorrow we can cry about our rights, but we didn't go and support the person we wanted, who's gonna speak on behalf of us for the better of our rights and our policies. We don't have that person in the system. Just like I told you guys the story earlier, what happened. So we don't have we need see who are the sometime one time a person asked me a question in a meeting. I was like 500 people out there. He said, "What are you running for?" I said, "I'm running for the Congress." And the first question is, "Are you attorney?" And I said, "Why is that so?" And then I dig in. Actually, if you would go look into the system, I would say 80% of the people in the system running the country and all that are either state rep, senator, Congress. They are the attorneys. So
Hmm.
why only them? We need a people with common sense who has done different jobs, who understand the problem of a common man, who understand different cultures, who understand different food, all of that. And that's what we needed. So for right now, Dr. J, if you let's say you like cooking, right? Our food has some spices on it, and spices when you cook, it, the fumes comes out. The housing that is designed, we are not allowed to have a kitchen in the garage, and we don't want to cook inside the house because the smells and spices and all that it doesn't go out. So that's let's say introducing a bill like that that if somebody wants to have a kitchen in the house, in the garage, they should be allowed to have that, rather than HOA say we will not let you do it. There are a lot of bills like that that need to be introduced. But again, bringing the person who understands your problem. That's what we need. We don't have the people who understand our problem. All the state
Right, but
reps, if you see, the senator, they don't know the what are they paying for the utility bills? What are they paying for the groceries? You know why? Because they don't have to worry about. They have that money flowing from somewhere that they don't care what how much the gas is prices up. They don't. But the struggling person, like when I was struggling, I would pay attention to every penny. Is 2 pennies cheaper? I'll go get fuel from there, rather than just down the street more. Yeah, of course. Today it is what it is. But I don't pay attention to my how much the gas I'm paying for. I'm at the point that God graced me with everything that I can afford without even seeing the things. But I'm still worried about. I haven't forgotten my days that when I used to cut the coupons from newspaper, and
but
get discount on the groceries.
but check this out, Sid. So check. Let me ask you this question. So other like people that are maybe in your culture or Jeremiah's culture, just other immigrants in particular, they're going to understand that struggle, right? And the only reason I understand the struggle that you're talking about is because I saw with my own eyes. But there are people, there are other like American white people, American black people that do not they don't really have that concept. And so you still have to go to those people. You still have to go to those people and you had to convince them to vote, like during doing things like this with like with people a part of the immigrant community are wonderful things. But what about, are there any things that you're doing that, say for example, that American black voter who's never been to Africa, who has no clue about what's going on the other side of the pond in India? Are you doing things that will attract those white voters that they may not know anything about a different culture other than their own culture, especially in a county like Hendricks County, where they've grown up somewhat insulated, from the quote unquote other cultures. And so, like you have this forum with us, but what are you doing? Any other forums for other groups of people? And since you are a friend of Jeremiah, is there anything that we could do to help you with that, to reach those folks that, if you need somebody to come out represent you from the quote unquote American side? Because you
Yeah.
know how sort of Americans look at, other entities running for American politics. They're gonna say, well, what do you know? You from India. You don't know nothing about America. And so you're gonna need somebody to advocate for you from that regard. And so I think that's more along the lines of what we're asking. How are you going to those other areas outside of the immigrant community?
I am. I am. So I don't look at who lives in the community. When I'm just going out, knocking the doors and house by house, door by door. And whosoever
Okay.
comes in, I just talk to them and answer the question. And I have not found a single person over 1,000 houses. Me, my wife, my both the boys, we went and we knocked the houses. that I haven't found a single person who said, I'm not going to do this, or we don't like you, or if there might be some, but they never said that thing on my face. I got, in
Right.
fact, people who invited me, and I'm talking about the black community here, the white community here, and they invited me to their house, and we sat, and we have Coke at their house and fruits at the house, that we talked, and they want to know what's going on around. They haven't been around the world, but they want to know another culture, the system, what it goes, why things are getting different in other side than in our own country. It's not
Okay.
the country of the white supremacy anymore. It's a
Thank you.
country of everybody. And
Thank
but
you.
Right.
I am so sorry. I'm very blunt with my words, and I'm not shamed on that. I'm saying, hey, shit. It is
Me
what it
too.
is. I'm gonna say it. I'm not the regular politician who's gonna look for the benefit.
That's what our current president is, right? He wasn't a polished politician. He is who he is, and he says it the way he says it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we've been here about an hour and a half now. So we have about 10 minutes to go. So I'm going to put this to you, Sid. There, if I were a registered voter in Hendricks County, listening to you, how would you summarize a message to me? What would you say to me? How can you convince me to vote for you? What am I looking for in you?
Okay. Well, it's very simple. If you're happy the way America is moving forward, don't vote for me. Okay. If you're happy the way you're getting treated right now, don't vote for me. Okay. If you're happy the way things are going around in your family, and the prices, soaring prices of the gas, your utility bills, your property taxes, and you're happy with the school board getting approval for better education, you're happy with all of that, don't vote for me. But if you're not happy with any of those things, vote for me.
You're a true conservative. I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a great message there.
That's a good one.
So, Grant, and we'll give you time to ask the last question, and then from there we'll go to Dr.
Sure.
J, and then after
Okay.
that we'll have Sid give us his
Well,
his closing speech there and thoughts on
okay.
that.
Well, it's more of a comment. I just say I have a soft spot in my heart for the blue collar guys. Even though I'm sort of kind of white collar, I grew up in the whole blue collar thing, and working for people, and you could see the hurting people, and you really trying to help them. And
Yeah.
I could just say that if you ever need any kind of assistance with that, just reach out and let me know. I could be quite persuasive. And if you need help with that, I'm a card carrying conservative too. So I
Thank you.
could be quite persuasive. I've been impressed with you said. No, you're not that polished of a politician, but that's okay, man. We got enough of those anyway.
Yeah. That's all we have around.
Exactly right. So I'm good with that. Trust me. That's
Over
all I
to
have,
you.
man.
Over
Well,
to
we
you,
have
Dr.
we have
J.
enough of those. We need to put some color in the color, and I said peppers, and we got to mix it up so understand and make the world a better place. Because when America does something, it doesn't only affect America or Americans. It affects the people around the world. It affects
Oh yeah,
everybody.
that's
So
true.
it's yeah. So
Great.
it's like let's make this place a better place, man. What it used to be back in 70s, 60s, and 40s, that was a real American, real things there. But my generation has lost it. There's no more American dream anymore, man.
Yeah. Dr. J, over to you.
Yeah. So before I let you go, do you believe in terms limit?
Do I believe in assisted living?
Yeah,
No,
like terms limit.
I do. My mom lives with me. I can't have my mom living across the street from me.
No,
I come
I
from
think
joint
No,
family.
Sid, I think he's
he's
asking for the term. Like
The
you
term
said.
limit.
Oh yeah, of
I
course,
like
big time.
How
Yes, I'm so
long?
sorry. Yeah, yes, yeah.
Why?
I believe in term limit. I signed. I signed somewhere, and it was posted. You will find it online. I did. I signed on 3 terms. I would not do more than I'd say the young generation need to give it a chance because their mind is more fresh. They come with more better ideas, and they should be given a chance to make it better. If you believe you are the only person and been serving 20, 30 years, and you're the only person who can serve people, and you're doing the best for that, and the country is going down, then you're the dumbest person who's thinking that way. Give a chance to somebody else.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well,
Thank you.
well, thank you very much. I'm here to always support. So it was a nice conversation with you. At least other people get to see what you have to offer. So anytime I'm here, just let me know how I can help. I'm open.
Sure.
And thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank
So
you.
Thank you, Sid.
I want to say
Go ahead.
thanks to Brent as well. I'm glad that you've been to Liberia, so
Oh yeah.
you can identify with us in so many ways. So I
Oh
will
yeah.
reach out anytime if we have any question about from American perspective.
Mhm.
Come on there. I'll reach out to Dr. J and we can connect. I want to say thank you so much for taking up your time. I can see you in your car. You've been here an hour and a half, answering questions. Great story. Your immigrant story, like I say, resonate with all of us. We all can relate to that. And I wish you all the best in what you're pushing for. So I'll just ask you, give your parting comments. And again, you're welcome here anytime. If you have any concern, if you want to reach out to the immigrant through social media or through our platform, you're always welcome.
Well, I would say the most easiest thing there are four different things anybody can support with, which of course the politician always asks for. One thing is called your money.
And
Second is called second thing they call the vote.
mhm,
And third thing is the support. So basic thing is I'm not asking for the money. All I'm asking is the first thing you can do is support me through the social media. If you like what I say, like it and share it and promote it. That's the most effective way of supporting me. Connecting me through the community on a smaller group, so 10, 15 people that I can personally meet them, ask them question, and we can discuss the problems. And I think so the best problem anybody can solve is them who has the problem, not the other person. So if coming from you, your problem, the solution, all we have to do is sit together and find the way to fix it and find the solution. So meeting groups of small groups would help big time. And third time is please go out and register your vote. Register your vote because people do not register. And if they register, they do not vote. Go out and vote. Go out and vote. The voting percentage is very low. You're talking about 8-10% in primary, and you're talking about 40%, maybe 30% in general. If your numbers are not there, your community is not there, system is not going to care about you because they
right.
don't see you there. They're not going to make policies that you needed it. And I'm not talking about India or Africa or any. I'm talking about more with the smaller businesses. I'm talking about more with the minorities. I'm talking about more people who need a help. The single mothers, the elderlies who are on limited income. Uh, the policies need to be made according to their needs, not rich guy's need, because he doesn't need the policy. They make their own policies every day they want, and they change when they want. So the biggest thing is social media. Bigger thing is, and I would love to have closed meetings and volunteers. If I can have volunteers who would help me to start knocking the doors, that would be a big help. Big help.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you,
Thank you
Sid.
so
Nice to
much.
meet you.
Nice to meet you again. You're welcome here anytime.
Yeah, my pleasure too, and really appreciate you guys giving me a chance and speaking to you, express my feelings, and my sometimes my feeling hurt other people's feeling. So, hey, you can be the honest. You can be the most honest and sleep well at the night time, and I sleep very well.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
All right,
All
y'all.
right.
All right.
Well,
Have a good
Alvin,
one.
thank you. Brent,
Thanks.
thank you. Dr. J, thank you for introduction, and looking
Thank you.
forward to be working with you guys and taking your guidance. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
All right, Sid.
you.
That was sort of cool.
Oh, so yeah, we are closing up now. Again, we'll reach out to you anytime here soon.
Okay.
So feel free to come on here anytime.
Oh yeah, anytime, man. Just let me know, bro.
All right, bro. Thank you.
All right, Alvin, take it easy now.
Adios. You're muted, buddy. You're muted.
Yeah, so I was quietly sitting in the back and monitoring everything. I think it was great.
So I think if you said you ran away because you didn't want to speak series. if you say you ran away because you want to speak series,
If you're not smart. But it was great though. I appreciate you and I appreciate the entire team that was here tonight. You guys did.
what he was saying, he has a very good story. Most of us that came to this country, we can relate to that. We came here as refugee, and then people will work different jobs, hustle here and there, and he worked very hard and see where he is now. He's the owner of one of the biggest trucking company in Indiana. Very successful man, and now he got a very good story. That's the American dream, the American story that motivates so many people. So I think it was a good conversation. I hope that people will see that and vote for him.
Yeah, it was a great one. We are here. We bring varieties of news to the people.
Yeah, when I want to booyah, booyah people can listen to white people and all that. So booyah people have to listen to
So
small series to that.
it was a great conversation, but taking us back to Liberia, major developments happening today in Liberia. Senator Samuel Gongme Koga went to District 7 today, where he honored the invitation from my former representative Roger Sewa Doma for his reconciliation program in the district. And during the reconciliation program, he spoke lengthily on varieties of issues, ranging from the Godfather title in Nima to the divisive politics that are being played, to BYJ Polytechnic University. He spoke on varieties of things, almost about an hour. He spoke on different things today. We will be playing that recording and see if we can have a discuss or get it set for our fresh weekend tomorrow, Sunday, and see how it goes, because most of the panelists down here, and this is
Yeah,
something that we need to analyze,
yeah.
weigh the
Yeah.
two points and see how it works. But again, on the other side, District 5 was defeated today by District number 4 in the ongoing district league in Nima. It's currently being transferred to Kanta City, and District 5 was defeated 2-0. I'm told that we play on Wednesday. We also playing District number 4. So as we are playing on Wednesday, that means District 5 has to win 3 goals in order to be crowned the winner. And if we don't win 3 goals, if we win 2-0, that means we'll be going for extra 30 minutes. And if the game remain goalless in the extra 30 minutes, that means District 5 and District 4 will go for a penalty kick out. And anyone who wins within that penalty kick out will be the winner of the match, and the other person will be going home. Flip side of the story too is that if District 5 wins 1-0, automatically District number 5 drops out of the league. If District 5 draw with District 4 on Wednesday, automatically District 5 drops out of the league. So that's the major update from there. And in Yekipat today, the Asilo Mintai School graduated our students today. They graduated about 27 students from the Asilo Mintai School today in Yekipa. And just before we go, before we maybe bring you this recording, let's try to bring you, let's break down what happened today in District 7. I think as you got it here. And so, folks, if you're just joining us, we'd like to say welcome this evening to the Heat Hour program here on BKS TV. You just listened to one-on-one with the CEO, Alvin Sekas Jr. He had with him here tonight Mr. Saad Mashen. I don't know. He's the candidate of a representative candidate in the upcoming Yvonne, Indiana representative election in the U.S. He was hosted here tonight by our CEO on the one-on-one section of the Heat Hour program. And again, to bring you most of the session from today's program, today's reconciliation program in District 7, and the Chief and Elder Council too spoke during after the program. They spoke with journalists. We will also be playing you that a recording here this evening on the show. But before we do that, let's go to the accessions that Senator Samuel Koga made today during the reconciliation program. Now, he spoke on varieties of things. Like I said, he spoke about leadership. He spoke on President Boakai administration. He spoke on the vice president. He also talks about the relationship between him and the vice president currently. He also spoke on power and influence. So we will keep this. I think maybe we can keep this for tomorrow because
let's save that for today. Yeah, today we're already finished doing our stuff. Yeah, I think we should keep.
But again, the one-on-one was great. I mean, I was kind of like, Prophet Keegan says Zialet today with the English song and away there. The series, there were different kind of series on the show. The other one was based with the Indian accent, and I was like, yeah, this guy want to tell me somehow. But again, it was great. It was a good show. We will be here tomorrow, and the news broke tonight. And probably we can bring the newsmaker tomorrow.
We'll try to do that. Let me Deba from the Eula Women whatever committee thing. We hosted them yesterday for 5 hours. They had a very successful program. She wrote a really nice piece for us. She extended her thanks and appreciation to you and to the team for our exceptional leadership, professionalism, and commitment. Our time, our creativity, and devotion to uplifting our community that reflects true patriotism in a deep love for Liberia we have there. So she wrote a really nice piece, and that's why we are here. We want to let the people know we are not all about politics. We are here for other people, other information that need to go out there. So many things. So we're not just one-sided. The platform is open to everybody to come on here. But we look forward to continue to grow, and we want to say thanks to our viewers, our followers, continue sharing our posts, continue sharing our platform. We've been doing a little bit of everything from sports to news, to cultural news. We got our guidebook. We've been posting on there from your Butu, and then we also have sports on there. So yeah, it's good. This is a NIMA thing. We have to push it, and we need all of us on board to do that. So yeah, I sat in your place today. It's not easy to be an interviewer. That is a hard work, man. I have to give it up to you. Yeah, you got to control the guests. You got to watch the timing. Sometimes you forget about it. But overall, it was a good show, and I'm excited. Look forward to learning more.
Thank you, CEO. Thank you so much. You did extremely well tonight. I must give it all to you too. You did really, really well. And I thought you was going to be a little bit distracted because your boys lost today. And,
no, my beginner. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I feel very bad.
yes.
I know on air, but the technical.
No, it was a bad factor. I mean, we will put media blackout on Representative Ernest Marcier.
Yeah, no, and I will get to him. I think.
And that's corrupt that game. Why would you promise your boys 50,000?
Yeah,
that was. I
think the we got a very good team. The players can play. They are very talented. I think is the formation, the tactical part of it. The changes that were made, and I wish I was on that field to talk to the coach, right? Because there was some tactical mistake that were made. Bringing down,
Yeah, but
no, no,
there is still a chance to come back though, and I believe we can. We
oh, we
can do
will. We
that.
will. No, trust me, we will. I'm gonna get on the phone with the coaches tonight. You don't play with my football business. You don't play with my booyah business. We put in a lot of work. A lot of
I
people.
made our prediction to you today, joking, and I said when Dave at wake up, it can be
Yeah,
bad.
they better
And I
wake up.
just so happy the district
They better
forces.
wake up. But we'll still beat them. We'll come back strong. I know my kids. The beginning and play. We just need to go with what we have, and I think there were some mistakes that we made. We were overly confident that we're going to beat them, and then some tactical move. But again, I will talk to the coach tonight and the technical staff. It is the game. That's what happens. Football, you can't win it all. We've already made history. We already first team in history to go to make it to quarterfinals from Booyah. So we're taking it step by step. But overall, I think it's good. Again, I still support my boys. We got a lot of people in the back who are supporting them financially from Booyah. We have our own group where we've been collecting money. Shout out to all of them, and they've been committed. This is first in this kind to be able to even raise the amount of money that we raise for those boys collectively. But again, it's the game. It hurts. I really wanted to win today so bad so I can drag Ernest, Honorable Marcia, but
I was quietly
I
impatiently
had a
waiting.
man post. I screenshot a man post. I was waiting to post it at the beginning.
I did tell mine fast.
Yeah, go to say. But overall, it's good. We'll bounce back. That's Booyah. We don't play. I'm beginning. I trust them. We'll come back. We'll beat them in the next game. Was this gameplay at home or away?
No, we play home. So we
Yeah,
went away.
Yeah. So that's gonna be.
But again, we still stand a good chance. I believe if we can go 2 goals and then just stand like that, we go for penalty, we might win. But if we go 3 goals again, and that's it. But if we score 1 goal, that means we are out. If we draw, it means we are out. So we got to beat 3-0 or 2-0. Then we go for penalty.
Yeah,
And then the thing gets really start.
Yeah. So yeah, I will. Yeah, I think we can call it a day and get ready for. I think we'll have our team will soon be going live from the Unico Bowl inauguration stuff in Maryland.
Yeah, so it was a great one. Really, really good. So we will be here again tomorrow, and hopefully tomorrow we'll be hosting the coordinator for the Liberia Electricity Corporation (LEC). He will be the senior communication director. I'm sorry, his name is Philip K. Fale. He will be our guest tomorrow, and maybe we will discuss with him for 1 hour, and then we will discuss major developments from NIMA, including Liberia, too, as well. Again, CEO, let me give it up to you. It was a wonderful show tonight. I appreciate you, appreciate the team, especially our guys that have been doing extremely well in Liberia. Big ups to all of you, the men Genesis, Bemi, Manager Takpo, Sewa, Abraham, Yancy, the big manager, the lone female on the reporting team, Rosalind Tanga,
Matthew
Koi, the sport journalist, and all of the team, man. Chris, the rest of the folks, see Paul Nyanzi, and all of the guys there, and to the most powerful, most elegant, most talk about panelist on the show too as well, veteran Martha St. Davis, incoming representative of District 7. Big ups to you. Yeah, we have a new female too here, standing your ground every night and then. Madam Lorena don't care, incoming representative of District 7.
Shadra sent me a message. She said, "Oh, so BTS management ain't get time for me. I've been away for 1 week. You can check on me."
And I did today. He doesn't want to give me the credit.
Yeah.
You just don't want to give it the credit.
That's right, but Shadrach out of wedding. Where that heavy knee get from Dampley.
Shadrach G. Togbe.
Yeah, so yeah,
So
but
we got a man Shadrach Togbe on the team too as well. We got Afonso Wumbo, we got Chris Seli, we got the man. No, I gotta
see
call
what you want.
everybody.
You leaving Siawate out?
Yeah, I gotta call everybody need to now. We got Siawate, so
You leaving Sogia tour out? You would get
you know, I gotta call everybody need before we leave from here. All the panelists. So Madam Lorena is on the team. DK Way is also there. You know,
you get on the team. Tell that man even that. I'm on the team. I'm on the team.
so we got
Alonso,
yeah, Alonso Yaobumi.
Alonso, yeah.
Mark Bleon, you know, Mark Bleon, the man left problem. You can see on the man page today saying, yeah, I let it with the whole politics going in Nima. B. Mark Bleon is on the team. Bobby Wanty, it's been a while. Bobby hasn't been appearing quite lately. Chris Seli is here. And my man Chris got a graduation in a few weeks, man. So Chris, pre-congratulations to you in advance, my brother. Madam Lorena Don't Care, the lone female, is also on the team. We got Mr. Kilabo, one of our guest panelists.
Yeah.
Yawo Gonglo is also on the team. We got Mr. Mafasin and Davis is on the team. We got Reverend Marvin Opa Swatu also on the team. We got the band Prentice Doma on the team. We got Siawate Zoget Tour. And the rest of the folks.
We got Alfred Johnson.
We got Alfred Johnson on the team. So all these men, when they sit on the show, that's when you see that it's about the brand.
You forgot the pastor?
No, Reverend Marvin Osua.
No, the other one, the other pastor, Success.
Yeah, Pastor Success, A.B. Dennis.
Yeah.
You know, yesterday, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday, the guy wanted to turn the entire team to politics. The day before yesterday, I was like, Pastor. And he changed the name, or he changed it from pastor to on effing UP Lies. So, yeah, on effing UP Lies. He's very strategic. I like him. He's intellectual. He's great. He's good. Madam Lorena, I mean, she's actually doing well. I can't wait so that we can meet and then
we'll be at okay tomorrow, right? We should be able to get them tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow the entire team will be here. Yeah, it's been a kind of long 2 days away from the HIDA. Yesterday was the Eula Women Empowerment Committee program. Their SOS call, Say No to Drugs. They had it on here yesterday for like 5 hours. Today we had a special one-on-one with the CEO, which was great. Tomorrow we're going to be hosting the communication director for the Liberia Electricity Corporation. He will be our guest tomorrow, blend with some national discussion and local discussion too. It's been a wonderful show with you, CEO. Catch it up.
Thank you.
Tomorrow.
Bye-bye.